Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DPB Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Jenn with DisneyPinsBlog.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world. This is episode number 80 for the week of March 20th, 2017.
Welcome to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone had a great week. I am joined this week by my good friend, Jennifer Romano.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Awesome. Living it up in my Florida winter where it's 55.
Oh, it's freezing.
It's so cold.
Well, glad to have you back on the podcast.
Yay.
I missed you. So before we jump into the pin news this week, last week we talked about Pandora, the world of Avatar pins. And I just want to jump into the forums real quick and read off what you guys wrote. Yes, we just talked about some of the new pins that are coming out for Pandora. PinFan92 said, I'm very excited to see the Pandora opening day pin. Hopefully they'll release a jumbo pin. I agree. I think it'll be awesome.
That'd be pretty.
The pins I'm looking forward to the most are the LE box set pins. I definitely want to get that one too because it has the completer pins in it, which is awesome. And then someone else commented here, Tika Leo, I think that's how you say it, oh 07. I was going to try and get out to Animal Kingdom and get each pin as it was released, but I want the completer, so I'm going on opening day. I want the LE set and any other pins released that day. I think they're going to have special Avatar pins and maybe some Disney characters riding banshees. That's interesting. My daughter.
That would be interesting. I don't know if they're going to do that. Because it seems like they want to play, very, in story. And I don't know, because they don't sell Star Wars pins like that anymore.
It's true.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
They said, my daughter and I will be on property for a few days next week, so I was going to ask some of the on-site managers that walk around if they have any inside info they could share. That would be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just jump right into the pin news this week. It was a little bit of a light week, so it's probably going to be kind of quick today. But first, we'll start off with Hong Kong and Disneyland. They have some new Easter egg pins that were released. They got a lot of Easter egg pins out there.
They do. I love all of that, though. Ugh.
Yeah. Very cool. These are Magic Access exclusives, so they are limited edition pins. They're available from March 16th through April 28th. And there's various characters like Minnie Mouse, Cogsworth, Goofy, Dumbo, and Stitch. And I believe there's also a mystery pin that they're going to be releasing. There's a lot of pin news coming out of Hong Kong because they had their pin trading fun day event going on. And I saw some of the people post on Instagram. It's basically like a big pin event here in Florida that they have over in Hong Kong. It draws in a lot of people. And they have lots of really cool pin releases. Of course, lots of Duffy Bear, Gelatoni, Shelly May pins. Jen, those are your favorite.
Well, they also released, not a pin, but they released Pandora charms that are Duffy, Shelly May, and Gelatoni in Hong Kong.
You need them.
I need them.
All right, moving on. We got two new Groot pin releases. The first one is at Disney Store UK. You may recall we mentioned this on the website and on the podcast a few weeks ago because this pin was released in America first, and now it's available at Disney Store UK on March 28th. It's a limited edition of 500 in Europe. And then also there's another Baby Groot pin that was released at Disneyland. This is a unique pin. This is the Blood Drive 2017 cast member exclusive. It says, put your heart into it, Blood Drive 2017, and it has a little baby Groot in the center. And people are loving that pin.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he is a nice little baby. Are you excited for the new Guardians of the Galaxy?
I saw the preview and it looks fun.
Yeah, I'll go see it.
It looks like I'll go see it. I think it's one of those movies where it's fun to see on the big screen just because a lot of stuff blows up and It's fun. That's why I like going to see all of those Marvel movies on the big screen because they're more fun, I think. Yeah.
Entertainment, yep.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of cast members, there's new Mickey's of Glendale pin releases. These are going to be available on Monday, March 20th. This is a continuation of the Shanghai Disneyland attraction poster series.
These are real pretty.
Yeah, they are pretty unique pins. The limited edition of 300, retail price is $12.95. Moving on to Disney Studio Store Hollywood. For the Beauty and the Beast release, they had a new sundae, and with that sundae comes a new pin. This is called the Enchanted Sundae pin, and it has Lumiere on it. It says Beauty and the Beast. I believe it's limited edition of 500, and that comes with, of course, the sundae, and it's $13.95 for the sundae and the pin.
That's like such a good deal.
It really is. I wish Florida would do something like that.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
It'd be awesome. Also at Disney Studio Store Hollywood, there was a surprise release this past week for St. Patrick's Day. This features Stitch. He's got his little cap, his leprechaun hat on. He has a pot of gold and there's a rainbow in the background. That was released on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. And the retail price is $18.95, and it's just a limited edition of 200. So very rare.
Small. Yeah.
Yeah, very rare pin there. And then also over at Disneyland, this is a really popular pin set. This is the Kingdom Carousel pin set.
I really like those so much.
I love it, Jen. I want it.
Ugh,
I really hope.
I want them.
I really hope Florida gets them.
I know. I love those.
I feel like they will because this says Disney Parks on it. It doesn't say Disneyland on it.
Yeah, so I feel like next time I go to the parks, I'll have to look and see, but I haven't seen them out there yet.
Okay. Yeah, these are really cool. They're little carousel pins. They're themed to various characters. Yeah, I don't have a retail price on that yet, but really cool pin set out at Disneyland. So let's talk about the new pin releases coming this week. First, we're going to start off with Disneyland. Yeah, for Disneyland, there's a new pocket watch pin. This features the Disneyland Railroad. I really like the style of these pins. It has a nice little chain element on it, and it's a hinge pin, and there's the locomotive on the front. It's just a limited edition of 2,000, and that's a Disneyland exclusive. And then at both coasts, Disneyland and Walt Disney World Resorts, is the next Essence of Evil pin, and this one features Evil Queen. That is limited edition of 3,000. So yeah, that's going to do it for the pin news this week. Like I said, it was pretty light. All right, it's time for Disney Pin Chat. And this week we're going to talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean 50th anniversary at Disneyland. So this past week we featured all of the pins that were released for the 50th anniversary. Our West Coast blogger posted them, so they're really exciting. There's the individual pin releases, they're all hinged. Those were a retail price of $15.99. And there's also the box set that comes with a completer pin. Really cool. I think that's limited edition of 500. And then also was the annual pass holder exclusive pin, which, Jen, I saw a picture of the inside of this hinge pin, and it has a black and white photo of Walt Disney. Yeah, next to a pirate animatronic. It's awesome.
Oh, God. Did you see the Stein? There's a plastic Stein, kind of like, do you remember the Disneyland 60th Stein that we got?
Yeah.
It's like that, except with the pirate with the ship wheel.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, I know. I want that. I saw it on eBay for $100. Oof, I wish I was there to get it.
You and me both. Speaking of Disneyland's pirates, what do you think about that attraction versus Walt Disney World?
I have to tell you, the Disneyland version is probably my favorite. Of course, I've ridden the Walt Disney World many more times than the Disneyland version.
Yeah, me too.
But I love the Disneyland version. First of all, it's longer. The beginning of it, I like it better when you're going through the Blue Bayou restaurant there. And it just, I feel like every scene in the Disneyland version, I feel like is longer. And
oh, yeah. The whole ride is like double the length.
Right. And you can tell, I feel like a lot more thought went into that one. I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion, but...
Well, I mean, it was going to be a walk-through wax museum, and then they changed it into being a ride, and there's 2 drops in that one because it has to go below the train tracks. So, right. I mean, they had to overcome a lot of different, like, nuances to get it to be what it is now. And that's one of the last rides that Walt Disney himself worked on before he passed away. Right. So, very cool.
And I think it's awesome that he had an apartment above it. Like,
oh,
how
so
cool is that? Just to live above Pirates of the Caribbean, that's awesome.
Some of us were cool enough to get to go on that tour.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was such a experience. Oh my God.
Such a good time.
I would do that again in a heartbeat. That
Oh,
was so fun.
100%.
So fun. But
That's the
yeah,
Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour at Disneyland.
yep, that was it. How about you, Jen? You've written 3 versions of Pirates
I
of the
have,
Caribbean.
yeah. I've ridden the Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom, the Disneyland, as well as Tokyo Disneyland. And I have to say, Tokyo Disneyland is like a mashup of Walt Disney World and Disneyland's.
Hmm.
And it's very strange because you walk into it and it's in like this little like pseudo New Orleans Square area, but the ride is much more similar to Magic Kingdom's. So that was really just weird. It was very strange because, and then some of it's like in Japanese,
Wow.
which is also an added layer. So
Did you like it, or is it
it
your
was
least
cool.
favorite?
Like it was great because it's pirates, and I mean I love pirates,
Right.
but I still think Disneyland's for me is the best.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't believe 50 years of that attraction.
It's crazy to think that it's been here that long.
It's nuts.
I just feel like it would have been so exciting to be there when a ride like that debuted, just to see people's reaction, you know, to all of this just rich story around them. I mean, that's something that they'd never really experienced before.
Right, right. And have an attraction like that debut 50 years ago. I mean, I know it's been updated many times since then, but the technology that they incorporated in that attraction is pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it just stands the test of time. It just goes to show you how ahead of their time all those folks were, from, you know, WED Enterprises to now with WDI. I mean, just to see. And there's some really cool stories about it, like Mark Davis and his wife, Alice Davis. She told some really fun stories, and, you know, other times where I've heard her speak and different things online, where she talked about costuming all of the pirates. And when they made the pirates, the molds themselves, they had people that were classically trained in like creating all these molds. And let's say they tried to make them a little too anatomically correct. Mm-hmm. And when they rode through the ride, let's say the auctioneer pirate looked way too excited for everyone to be there. Yeah. And they actually had to, she said that they fixed the problem with a hacksaw.
Wow. That's crazy.
And she is a lady who is quite up in age at this point, and to hear her tell that story was
That's
pretty
hilarious.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. She designed costumes for all of that. And she was married to Mark Davis, who, of course, did a lot of the gags in Pirates of the Caribbean, as well as many other attractions.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is one of my favorite attractions. It's definitely in my top 5, if not top 3 favorite attractions. So pretty awesome. I'm excited they did exclusive pin releases for it. So just for the forum question this week, I just want to ask everyone, what's your favorite scene of the Pirates attraction? Mine, honestly, I think, is in the Walt Disney World version, right before you hit the drop, and the pirate skeleton in the
it's so
wind.
Creepy.
Yeah, with the thunderstorm behind him. I think that's so cool.
It's very cool. I don't know. It's really hard. I think I like it when you first come into that room right after the drop in any version, and you're just in there in the big boat and just everything, and it explodes around you. I mean, because you're like really there, and I think that's like you hear so many people just go like "What?" Right? You know, right?
You're
when that
right
happens.
in the middle of the action.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And the smell, the sights.
Oh, the water. Oh. Yeah. I'm sure it's like horrible mold or something that we're smelling of years of water, but it smells like magic.
It does.
It smells like magic. Dude, in some of the classes I teach at Disney University, when we talk about the show element of everything, I'm like, how many of you like think of smells? And pirate water is always one of their answers.
Wow.
Always. They're like, the smell of any water ride. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. Splash Mountain has a unique smell as well.
Definitely. I love that smell.
I do too.
Ugh.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it for episode 80 here, the Pirates of the Caribbean special. And Jen, thanks for joining once again.
Always a pleasure.
And that's going to do it. Thanks for listening and watching, everyone. And we'll be back again next week.
Good night.
See ya.